students of Northwestern University, members of Humankind, and Jamie. I implore you today to open your ears to hear, open your eyes to see, and open your minds to believe. I stand before you today as a deliverer of a reality, of a truth so certain and undeniable that some people in this room just might not be able to handle it. But it's not a matter of whether I can persuade you of this truth or not. Rather, it's what you make of the facts and how you choose to live until that fateful day we all know as December 21st, 2012. Now, you may think that I'm just some chicken little that believes that the sky is falling, but if the show Lost taught us anything, it's that everything happens for a reason. Nothing is sheer coincidence, while there are consequences for everything. At first, I was skeptical, like everyone else. Heck, my speech was originally designed to disprove this theory, this conspiracy. But as I collected the evidence and shifted through the logic, things just started adding up, and facts started to overlap. Take the well-known Mayan calendar theory, for example. The Mayans devised a calendar system that will complete its 13th cycle on December 21st, 2012. The calendar was conveniently designed to end on this day as a fulfillment of a prophecy that the world will end once the 13th cycle is complete. This wouldn't be such a big deal if the 16th century French doctor Nostradamus had not predicted the same thing. Nostradamus had been famous for being able to make accurate predictions and prophecies while being in some sort of a trance. And one of his famous quatrains depict doomsday to arrive on December 21st, 2012. I Ching, an ancient Chinese oracle, predicted that a great change in the time cycle called time wave 0 will occur exactly on December 21st, 2012. In addition, another 16th century prophet from a whole other hemisphere, Mother Shipton of England, predicted the same thing, as well as the Hopi Indians of North America, as well as a Hindu prophecy that speaks of a new age that will open in 2012. Saint Malachi of the 12th century was able to predict all of the last 112 popes through short Latin phrases that match the description of the actual popes themselves. And according to him, Pope Saint Benedict XVI will be the last. And following him, his death will be apocalyptical upheaval. Perhaps one of the most interesting arguments regarding this phenomenon is the abundance of celestial activity that is scheduled to happen in 2012. There is a theory involving a planet X, or Nibiru, which is a brown dwarf star that is supposedly scheduled for a collision course through our solar system in 2012. How true is this? No one actually knows, because for some reason, if you go on Google Sky and input the coordinates for this supposed planet X, all you see is a missing frame. And let me show you that. And that's all you see. And this is where planet X should be. You can't really see it, but there's actually a box. And it's all black, and it's kind of like just a black frame. So apparently, someone is trying to hide something. Also, the solar maximum, which is a period of greatest solar activity in the solar cycle of the sun, is, or rather was, scheduled for December 2012. In this phenomenon, sunspots rage across the sun's surface. And depending on how strong the sunspots are, magnetic substorms can potentially create havoc in our telecommunication systems, as well as in the electrical power grid. In years of enhanced solar activity, it has been found that the weather systems and natural disasters in the northern hemisphere become increasingly powerful and severe, as if we need any more of that. The most interesting aspect of this fact is that when I researched this topic a few weeks ago, NASA stated that the next solar maximum will occur in late 2012, and that it will be the strongest since the historically disastrous one in 1958, where the northern lights were seen 3 times in Mexico. However, when I checked back with NASA a couple of days ago, The next solar maximum is currently predicted to occur in May 2013 and will apparently be one of the weakest cycles since 1928. The Earth is also greatly overdue for a geomagnetic reversal, or a shifting of the poles, which could be triggered by a massive solar flare, which is known to happen during powerful solar maximums. Since it has been 780,000 years since the last geomagnetic reversal, we can only imagine what ramifications such an event would have on humankind. The galactic alignment that happens every 26,000 years is also scheduled for 2012, when the December solstice sun comes into alignment with the galactic equator. But some of you may not believe these facts. You could say they're old, they're outdated, they're inaccurate. So a more recent prediction does exist, and it comes from a little technological science project called the WebBot, created in 1997. This software was designed to sift through the myriad of records, of words, text, anything that lies throughout the internet. And the operators of this software initially used the software to tap the so-called collective unconsciousness of humankind and identify patterns that we failed to pick up at first glance. However, the program started to spit out unusual coincidences that seemed to correlate with events in the future. A significant prediction occurred on June 2001 that indicated that a major life-changing event would take place within the next few months. As we all know, September 11 took place in that same year, just months after WebBot had predicted it. However, according to the program, major calamitous events are to unfold in 2012. Events that we can't even start to imagine. The facts that I described to you are real. They're based on real data, real observations, real studies. Of course, there does exist other evidence, biblical, astrological, eschatological, mumbo-jumbo, codes, and whatnot. But these are all speculations and hold no legitimate value. The facts that I share with you today are, however, based on total truth and reality. An additional example is that Einstein stated that the moment bees start dying out, it's a sign that the end of humankind is near. And indeed, scientists are baffled as the annual bee population declines dramatically each year. And there is indeed scientific basis behind why humans would be affected by an endangered bee population. So these are the cold hard facts. It's up to you whether or not to process them or even to consider them. But my message to you today is this. Even if you don't believe in this doomsday theory, even if you choose to ignore everything that I've said for the last 10 minutes, at the very least, perhaps you'll start to live life as if 2012 was indeed the end. Perhaps we'll all live each day to the full from now on. For as the great philosopher Spinoza once said, even if the end of the world were to come tomorrow, I'll still go out and plant that apple tree. My one hope is that we'll all choose to plant that apple tree. And even if we don't get to see it grow, at least we'll know that we did. Thank you.